All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Where were we? Right. We were doing Mountain Tavern, which we're done with now. Tavern, Strangers on Train. 3? 3. We don't need to do anything else about this because it's a train. And we're going to go to Warehouse 13, which is track 52. Warehouse 13. Whoa, that Frozen Frontier time is off by 1 hour. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh 06, 10. Nope, other way. Yes, in 2 days and 2 hours. Perfect. God, what does Warehouse 13 sound like? A lot of modern stuff in here, right? So what's the broad category of Warehouse 13? It's so... What? It's not peaceful. It's like eerily peaceful, right? No, Zorgan, this is terrible. It's not good. Don't ever buy avocados. Especially Hass avocados, they're the worst. Don't go anywhere near them. They're not good for you, and they don't taste good. Don't buy avocados. Please. Please don't buy avocados and drive up the price. I mean, you won't like them. They're mine. Oh, beautiful. I love you, Delta Death. I don't know what the broad category is. It's not even suspense. It's like super soft suspense. It's not even that. It's I don't even know what category this could possibly be. In the meantime, let's think about uses. A sadness to this. Fuck it. Maybe we'll just call it remote. I don't know. It's like testing chamber. You know, there's nothing to do with there. Let's do woodland campsite number 51. Natural sounds. Feeling is neutral. You know, this could be many things. Feeling is neutral. Uses, I think they're pretty straightforward. Yeah, I don't think there's anything about this that we really need to... mention. It's a small fire outside. It's calm night. I think this is reflective. I mean, I suppose you could be reflective during this period. Swapping stories. Reflecting. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is just your generic campsite sound, and with it comes all the things that come with a campsite. Like, campsites are inherently a time to reflect, and inherently a time... inherently a time to swap stories and that sort of thing. I don't think there's anything special about this track that lends it to one of those categories. Oh, you meant the previous one, Warehouse 13. Yeah, maybe. But I think we're done with Woodland Campsite. Let's do Superhero, number 50. I think this is battle music. Right? Maybe not even battle. Maybe this is like action music. Could be used for battle. I think the feeling on this one is epic. That's right, the sirens are the problem with this one. Siren. Oh god. No, it is with an E. Daring rescue. An escape along a cliff side. So we kind of have some winds in there. Chase, yeah, some sort of like epic action adventure sort of thing. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Goblin's Cave, 49. We're gonna skip ahead a bit. I feel like this is just natural sounds. But I do feel like it puts you at unease. Running water. Main deal here. Underground. Can we do like underground wet? Yeah. Underground wet. What else do we have? Like captured by monsters in their lair. This could easily be captured by monsters soundtrack. You know, you can kind of overhear them in the distance chattering, but they're kind of far away. You've been left in your cage for a while. What else is there in here? What other times could you use this soundtrack? What's another good use for this? Aside from like a wet underground place. Or somewhere you've been captured by monsters. Definitely a lot of echoing, right? So the echoing is really what makes it sound enclosed. A dungeon, right, but that's kind of undergroundy. I can't think of anything else. I think we're done with Goblin's Cave. Overland with oxen, 48. This is traveling.
Shields up, weapons online.
Glugnak, welcome home, man. 12 months. Ooh, that should be a character level up. Do 12 months you said, right? That's level 5. Which means you add another d6 while I add some points over here. You're a common cut person with an uncommon history. Left your high noble family for a life of poverty and self-reliance. Complicated and deeply personal, but a spoon-fed life is not one she wished for herself. After failing to make it for her own, she resorted to thievery.
Shields up,
hey,
weapons online.
Alok! Welcome home, man. You also level up to level 5. Okay, so I think at this point, you're probably like a master pickpocket. Let's add 10 to here. 15 to here, bringing you to 30, 40, and then you can do 5 to climb walls, bringing you to 85. Level 5 gives you another +1. +1, no, +2. Glugnak rolls a 2, bringing us 13 to 13, and we're good. And a lock. You also level up to level 5. Wow, that's 3 levels for you. I need you to roll me 3d10 for hit points. Ooh, nice roll! So you're at 41 HP. Very good. You get an extra weapon and non-weapon. Yeah, you could have saved it for here, so that's 3 now, so this should actually be +7, and this should be +3. And your cobbler son, life of vengeance, when a warlord came to his village and scrubbed his family. Ooh. Cobbling, swimming, animal handling. I think at this point you've gone to Bowery Lechery, which is 14 for you. And there should be new saves for you as well. Just find your new saves. Toolbox. DM screen. Warrior 5, 11, 13, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Ooh, and our level 5 rogue, Glugnak, actually gets new saves too. 12, 12, 11, 15, 13. Alright, so let's send Alok his character sheet. Bam! And let's go back to work. Those are nice HP rolls, man. Those are well above average. Where were we? Right. Overland with Oxen is most definitely the broad category is traveling. The feeling is neutral. Uses could be for any sort of travel ever, right? There's just not much to say. On the road in some way. You might even be able to call this like, you can hear the wheels turning, right? This might even be able to be like a water wheel or like a mill. An animal-powered mill. Ooh, a merchant caravan. I like it. Okay, there be dragons. 47. So the broad category, I think, is dragons? The feeling is, oh shit, I'm going to die. Dragons. Yeah. Say we're on the same page here, Zorgan. The uses are dragons, dragons, and dragons. I think that we're done with that. Cathedral. 46. This is civilization. Feeling is, I think it's some sort of like holy. The feeling's not quite holy, but ceremonial. It feels like a big open cathedral that's kind of empty. Feeling that it evokes, yeah, so why don't we just use as our temples, holy sites, grand rituals, maybe? Oracles? Oracles? Ooh, oracles. It's just the one voice, though. Right? It's not quite enough to be a choir. Mass. Maybe it's just sort of some sort of ceremony. Religious ceremony. What's the feeling? What's the feeling from this? Do you feel small? It doesn't provoke awe. It kind of provokes impatience to me. Invokes impatience. I feel like it should be solemn or something like that.
Shields up, weapons
Hey,
online.
McTacky, welcome home. You should be level 4. And maybe it's just my own heathenism. I do not get like a holy or a solemn anything from this. Level 4 from McTacky. +1. 4. This is 3. And you get a D10 for hit points, and that's it. Yeah, you're saving your extra for when you hit level 5. Need the R in there. You need a space in there. Oh, and there goes your epic chain of HP breaking down finally. Okay. You already got your new saves at the last level. So I think that's it for you. Yeah. Alright, McTacky, you rolled really well on HP the rest of the time. You'll be fine. 2 is better than 1. What's the feeling, huh? What's the feeling that we got here? Ooh, a burial. Yeah, that's good. Oh, peaceful. Yeah, that's it. It's not peaceful, tranquil. It's just peaceful. Peaceful, quiet, maybe. Okay. Key sounds are chanting, singing. I guess I do hear a choir now. I don't know. It's hard to tell if it's one person or two. Chanting, singing, steps. Okay, 45. Samurai HQ, huh? Hmm. Off before a battle. Ooh, that's interesting. Kind of like the calm before the... No, not the calm before the storm. A face-off before a battle. Hmm. It's definitely some sort of army camp, right?
Shields up, weapons
Hey,
online.
Scott 1E. Welcome home, buddy. Hey, Scotty. Love to have you here. Shouldn't you be at work? Thanks, man. You know, we're only here for a little while. You wanna swing by? Oh, score. Score. You wanna swing by sometime, man? You know, we're here for a little while longer. Bring the girl. So, what does this soundtrack really bring to us? We move at the end of July, but we also have like a wedding to go to at the end of July, which is going to take a week because we're flying up to Portland and then road tripping out to Montana and back. Speaking of which, we're probably going to be crashing in the city on like July 17. Monday night, July 17, or Sunday night, July 16. One of those two. I'm not sure which one. We'll probably be crashing in the city. Just so you know. So what is the broad feeling of this? It's just like Eastern, right? Broad feeling is Eastern Japanese, or the broad category is Eastern/Japanese. The feeling is, I want to say peaceful, tranquil, because it is kind of a peaceful track, you know? The horses do seem a little bit worried. But the rest of the time, it's so chilled out. It's not quite peaceful, tranquil. It's like... Good Scott, bro. It's more like, peaceful despite the oncoming storm. Maybe this is like the quiet before the storm. Didn't we... there... That's already here. So I want to say, calm before the storm. Is the feeling from this thing. Yeah, preparations for war. training. I guess these are all kind of the same thing right here. We can scrap the training. Let's see. Maybe... Yeah, because you've got the arrows and you've got the horses. If it was just one or the other, you could more narrowly focus it. Or, I'm sorry, more broadly focus it. But because you have both, you kind of need to the focus of it narrows. But we could still maybe do something like stables. Something like stables, yeah, that'll work. Next track. Where are we? Victorian London. Scrap that whole list. There we go. 44. Victorian London. Broad category is civilization. Feeling is pretty neutral. Maybe busy. Use is large city, or maybe advanced city. This is 1850s, yeah. So we don't have to worry about any sounds that are too high-tech. Yeah, I think it's just large city or advanced city. There's nothing else really going on in here. There? No, the church bells clearly place it in a town. It can't be anywhere but a town. You can hear the cobblestones. You could be in, like, a shop or a cafe in a large city. Something like that. I'm hearing a lot of music and chatter. It seems a little too lively to be a monastery. Ooh, a festival in town, yeah. That'll work. I like a festival in a town. Okay. I'm satisfied with Victorian London. Dome City Center. Track 43. Alright, despite its name, Dome City Center, does it actually sound like a civilized place? I definitely hear people walking, and in the background I hear them talking. There's some sci-fi sounds in there, which are going to throw us for a little bit of a loop. Alright, so we're definitely in civilization. But this does have a feeling to it. Right, it has kind of like an open feeling to it. Like you're in a city with a big courtyard, and even though it's like a big city and there's a lot of people around, there's still a lot of space in the courtyard. It reminds me of the first city that you go to, or the major town, the Citadel in Mass Effect 1. And you're kind of like walking around and everything's all peaceful and green and well manicured. Vinland, that is a decision you must make for yourself. You must... you cannot abdicate your own responsibilities. You must decide these things on your own. What's the line? Hold on. Figuring things out for yourself is the only freedom anyone really has. Gotta figure it out for yourself, man. This feels peaceful. Peaceful / open. Uses, I would do, this has got to be some sort of like grand palace. Oh, look at that. You can kind of hear, you can hear, what is that, like a PA system sometimes? All those voices, the indistinct chatter in the background, part of the reason they're so indistinct is because they're talking in Japanese. Which is great because you can tell their voices, but you can't make out any of the conversation because it's in a foreign language, but it's also like quiet enough and kind of like mixed with enough things that even if it were in English, you would have a hard time hearing it, but because it's another language, you definitely can't pick it out, so it becomes very indistinct. It's a really nice touch using a foreign language for that background chatter. I'm very impressed with it. What else do we have going on here? It could be a grand palace, or maybe some sort of like... Oh, like a capital holy city, like the Vatican or something. Could be a holy city, or... maybe some sort of like... wizards gathering, like a high mage, or a high wizards gathering point, or something like that, or maybe even some sort of like divine city, as in like a upper planar, extra planar entities, like an angelic city of positive material plane creatures. I don't think the Queen of Eridon's palace is big enough for this. This needs to be in a larger, more grandiose area. Maybe if all of Arcadia was one kingdom, and they had one big-ass capital to rule over the whole kingdom, then we could do it that way. But it's a little bit too small. Well, it's not just for my world, Chaos. This is for everybody to use. So some sort of, City of the Gods / Angels. Rise of the Ancients, number 42. You think your character's a few levels behind Zalek? Quite possible. Oh, whoops. City of the Gods / Angles. Ha! Rise of the Ancients. What does this sound like to you? What level are you now, Zalek? Usually we do it on months that your sub kicks in again. You know? Or like on times where your sub renews is when we'll update characters. You can do it now though, if you want. I just need to know your sub history. Rise of the Ancients is kind of tension building, right? It's a little bit suspensey. Hit 11. So no, because it updates every one that's evenly divisible by 3. So 9 and 12 are your update points. So you're probably fine. But that also means you will be leveling next month. Yeah. The category here. It's not quite suspense. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is soft suspense. When you hit level 20, you go down into Flatland, I'm sorry. And you start out as a triangle. Ugh, a filthy, disgusting triangle. Flatland. I'm gonna have to say this is suspense soft. And the feeling, I'm gonna say, is growing tension, right? Isn't that what we had said earlier? Rising tension. What is the origin of your K logo? A moderator, once upon a time, whose name I totally remember. Dr. Do-A-Lot? No. Yes. No. Shit. Was it him? I think it was Dr. Do-A-Lot. Helped me put together a website. He did some visual, the previous version of our Regal Goblins website. And did some, design work and stuff. So the big K is his design, but I have since redone it and modified it a few times. It's more or less the original, but it's been reworked a bit. And it was, some moderator was making, I think it was Dr. Do-A-Lot. God, I should have written that down somewhere. Was helping me make stuff. That's where it came from. Exploring ruins. That's like my opinion, bro. Totally a lock. It's like, what isn't an army marching? Like the sounds of insects, man, are like, there's army ants, like, if an army's marching and no one's around to hear it, what sound does it actually make? Really? How cool. So, exploring ruins. I kind of feel like an underwater cave. Yeah? It kind of feels like you're moving through an underwater cave. Something is coming, but the PCs don't know it. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page here. All right, we're going to move over to Starship Bridge. Deed number 41. Let's just... Yeah, it's pretty sci-fi-y. I would say this is some sort of like Starship Bridge. Hey! Of course. Alright, we're just gonna scrap this crap. Boop. And move on to the next one. The Long Rain. Number 40. I always forget that the Long Rain exists. I always do the Longest Rain. No, I always do Dark and Stormy and forget that the Long Rain exists. So how do we feel about this one? Oh yeah, this is nice, isn't it? This is real nice. This is peaceful, tranquil, definitely. Oh, I love Down by the Sea. Yeah. Oh, this is great for like... peace after battle. Cleansing rain. We'll call it a cleansing rain. We can call it a like group reflection. Cleansing rain after great deed, group reflection. Let's see, escape from underground, maybe? Like you've like been fighting under a mountain, and you finally come out of like the last dungeon or whatever and break out of the tunnel, and it's just like raining outside, and you can kind of like wash away all the dirt and everything. Yeah, some sort of rejuvenation going on. You can get behind that. I want to say no. We called it. What did we call it before? New beginnings, right? Yeah, this is a new, no, not rejuvenation, but new beginnings. Which means maybe, yeah. I mean, that's kind of new beginnings, cleansing after a great deed. After cleansing rain after, I don't want to say a great deed, but like at the end of a story, at the end of the story. Cleansing rain, the end of the story. Yeah. This is real good for that. I don't even want to change the track. It's so good. But we're doing it. We're going to the Temple of the Eye. Number 39. This is another soft suspense. To me, this isn't so much like uneasy as it is like you're bracing yourself because you know what's coming. Yeah. Demonic rituals. Definitely. I'm getting that in here somewhere. We call the feeling. It's not uneasy, it's unholy. Demonic rituals. Ooh, foreboding might be better than unholy for the feeling. Yeah, I think foreboding is better. Unholy grounds. Outer planar entities. Yeah. What else is there in here? There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just follow. Maybe like an ancient evil. I'm also getting an underground feeling with the echoing and the torches going on. Temple of the Eye is good. We should use this more often. All right, let's do Into the Deep. Track 38. The depth. Deep. Yeah. Exactly, Valisk. That's why we're doing the stream, is so that we can all have better so we can all understand the music and when to play it during your campaigns. Into Johnny Depp. We're gonna go like this. Bam. This is definitely suspense soft. I think this is also foreboding. I hate to like double up like this, but you know. Because whenever I double up like this, I feel like I'm not actually listening to the music. I'm going off of my last analysis, and that I'm not starting with a clean slate. But at the same time, it's very likely that the person who wrote this, well, then they wrote the next one, and they were kind of similar in the same mood. So, saws or the sound of welding? Not really. There were some weird noises for sure. Is there anything this could be aside from underwater? All right, let's pretend you're on land for whatever reason. What point on land would you listen to? Would this soundtrack be appropriate? If they're like large holding tanks. Yeah. laboratory with large tanks, or you can link whatever. Yeah, you can link whatever is appropriate for the conversation. That's fine. Oh, hey, my dice are here. But since I really want this VOD to be available, so I'm not going to play anything from any YouTube because that might mute any YouTube links because that might mute the VODs. And I don't want to do that. Oh, there's a whole murder of crows. Bubbling marshes. I could do bubbling marshes. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Not so much the lakes. I think that's pretty good for this. Cache of Kings. Whoa, Cache of Klings does jump from 34 to 38. What? What are you? 36, 37, 30, 35, 33. These are not in numerical order. They get messed up somewhere in here pretty badly, actually. This is most definitely battle music, right? Yeah. And the feeling is epic. A last stand. The final battle. Huge armies. The sudden realization of something in the middle of a battle. Maybe not. Maybe not the sudden realization of something in the middle of battle. You wouldn't play, like, if someone all of a sudden realizes something, you wouldn't change to this song. Outnumbered, outgunned. Yeah, that's kind of like your last stand sort of thing. Outnumbered. Enemy has an advantage. That's like your final battle, your last stand. There's a huge army. Could be a... Yeah, I think that's it. Music is just so damn good. Down by the Sea is 36. These are natural sounds. And it is peaceful. Whoa, what did I do? Peaceful / tranquil as fuck. Okay, so when do you use Down by the Sea? A peaceful return. Lands untouched by the horrors of war. Horrors. Deep reflection is going on here. A beach bar after some terrible incident where you're not sure what happened to you. Yeah. Poor Autumn. This could be the sort of thing where it's like, you're about to embark on a grand adventure and this is your sort of goodbye. The goodbyes before a dangerous adventure. What else could this be? God, this track is just perfect. I love this track so much. Yeah, it is a little wistful, right? I don't know if I can say hopes for the future. It's a little too sad for hopes for the future. You know, it's the... If there's hope for the future, it's only because things are so bad right now. Yeah, one person reading a book to another on their bedside, and you know that the person in the bed is not really going to be around for that much longer. So you're just kind of reading to them, probably something kind of light, you know, but still deep, like Where the Wild Things Are, that sort of like a kid's book, but there's a message and a meaning behind it. Maybe a little bit funny, but there's a serious tone to what's going through it. And like as the song fades out, is the person in the bed just, you know, taking the step to the other side. Yeah, exactly. The momentary happiness where you forget the sadness. But it's brief. It's like a very narrow window, because then you go right back to being sad. I guess for me, it's more of like reflecting on happiness while you're in a sad state. It's okay to be sad, man. You got to embrace all the emotions. Sadness is good. Remembering better times is what I'm going to call it. And I also want to do something about like some sort of like temporary peace. Like a temporary peace that you wish could last. That's a good way of putting it. Like you found this beautiful, like secluded beach, and you just fucking know that all your worldly troubles are going to catch up to you, but you've got just a little while that you can stay here. You know you're going to have to keep moving on, and that your troubles are going to find you, but for just a moment, for just a short window, dangle your feet in the cool water. Listen to the birds. Watch the waves lap onto shore. But it's not going to stick around. Because you can hear the drums. And you can hear that they're coming. And your friend gives a shout. And the orc banners are on the hillside. you gotta pick up your shit, grab your shield, because they're here. They followed you, just like you knew they would. Ugh. Yeah. God, I can't even move on. Fuck it, guys. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes.